Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Really exciting video today to be back again with my friend Monte. How's it going, Monte? Monte just got back from the US Senior Open. He's been playing some other tournament golf. But today we're talking about something that's been in the works for many years, at least 4 years I know, because when I first started doing Be Better Golf, Monte showed me a prototype. As you guys know, I'm just obsessed with training aids. And Monte said, and I said, hey, when you go to the PGA show, in like whatever it was, 2016, I said, let me know if you see any cool training aids. He's like, I will, my own. So Monte, I know that one thing you said, because you knew I was so into training aids, you had seen a presentation about training aids where it was about the effectiveness of training aids. What did you learn in the process of making this, and also then and before, about like how do training aids work and how can they be used effectively?
Well, that's been the big problem, is there's a big stigma against training aids. Nobody likes them because they don't work, right? And the biggest thing that I saw is that a lot of the training aids, you could fake it.
Yeah. And
still, you could get the training aid to work, so to speak, but fake it and not cheat it. Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You could fake impact, like an impact bag, for instance. I know they've sold a lot of them. I know they've been very effective. But you can do all sorts of nasty stuff to get that lean at impact and to get into that impact bag. And
yeah, with the impact bag, you throw it out and then it stops you, and then you're like,
right.
Like, oh, I did it
exactly right. And so when I went and heard about all the different training aids, I'm like, well, I see the kind of merit of this one, but you could fake it this way. So I tried to come up with something where, like, all right, what is something that will give people an idea of what impact is supposed to be like, where they can't fake it? Okay. With some of the normal swing faults that we all have.
Okay. All right, now here's my other question to you, is that with training aids, a lot of times I lean towards things that you have to actually hit a ball with.
Yes.
And and at speed. In the research you've seen, and also working with hundreds and hundreds of students around the country and the world, does working at less than full speed and not to a ball, can that leak into your golf swing?
Okay, so one of the big problems that golfers have, and I agree with you, being able to have a training aid that works at speed and hitting a golf ball, there are some advantages to that. But there are also some disadvantages, and the disadvantages is most of the swing faults come from our brain reacting incorrectly to that ball on the ground. We're like wanting to go out and get it the wrong way. Whereas, you said the slow speed, working on movements at a slower speed and in a smaller swing helps people understand what they're supposed to do. And that was my idea about using the training aid and a wall. Okay. The bias of having to hit the golf ball correctly kind of takes priority over correct movements. Mm-hmm. And here's a perfect example. You go to the driving range, you listen to a golf lesson from a great instructor, a world-class instructor, and they're like, okay, here's the problem with your swing, here's what you're doing wrong, try this. And the swing looks beautiful, and they get to a great impact, and the ball kind of pushes off to the right, and then the amateur goes, yeah, well, I pushed it. Everybody's first instinct is to judge the shot. Yeah. And then that becomes the priority. Whereas when you're trying to improve your swing, the priority should be improve the movement.
I got you. So in this hypothetical lesson you're talking about, the instructor has dramatically improved the student's swing.
Yes.
But the student sees the ball wiping out to the right, and they just like erase everything that they've learned, and now their motion has gone back to what it was.
That is the biggest reason why amateurs don't improve, is it feels weird, or they get an immediate poor result. They can't get past those two things. Okay. And the only way to improve a golf swing is you gotta change the motor pathway in your brain, and that's what this thing does. It takes away your ball-bound fear of, oh, I don't want to chunk it, I don't want to blade it, I don't want to hook it, I don't want to slice it, and just gets you into the priority of understanding what proper movements create proper impact.
So here it is. We have it right here. Monte sent me one of these about a week before he went and played in the US Senior Open.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let you put it on.
Okay.
And like I said, like 4 years ago when I saw the prototype, it looked totally different.
Totally different.
Okay, so I'll put it
you
on.
put the two fingers in there, and it's got two little circles there. You don't have to put your pinky in the other one. It's basically so a right and a left-hander.
Yeah, a lefty thumb could fit in
exactly
there.
Exactly right. So yeah,
okay.
Now your only job is you put your foot up against the wall. Okay, all the way up against the wall, flush. Okay, and just so like if some of the swing faults that we see a lot when people are trying to lean the shaft is they'll like take a backswing. Is they'll lunge with their upper body and you crash into the wall. Okay, or you slide too much.
Oh yeah, so it could be that would be me on a normal swing.
Okay, exactly right.
And this would be some people I see, they go that way.
Right, exactly right. And then things like, you know, over the top or dropping it too underneath, you'll never get that pad to the wall flush doing that.
So the simple motor programming task for the body to do is what, Monte?
All you're trying to do is flush this pad on the wall without any body part crashing into the wall first. Okay. Exactly right.
That would be a pretty damn good golf swing. I can feel it.
See? And what it does is when your hips don't slide all the way into the wall, they open up and create space so your arms can get forward and you can get that wrist into the wall.
Yeah, when your only task is just to flush this thing, I mean, this just happens.
It has to.
Yeah. Nobody would have you do this and you wouldn't just go.
Right.
Well, then you've karate chopped it.
Yeah, you can't even get the pad to the wall. And look, let's be honest here. There is no perfect training aid. There's no magic move in the swing. What we're looking for is something that will give you the greatest feedback possible. And if we made a list of the 10 top swing faults that amateur golfers have, you can't do any of those and still get the pad to the wall.
Okay, so this is my next question is I have a good friend that was in Major League Baseball for 19 years. And his baseball swing would be a world-class golf swing. But his golf swing is what you would expect from somebody who just started after they retired.
Yes.
So, which is similar to this, where like, okay, if I could get him to swing his golf club like his baseball bat, which he's been doing for 30 years, how can we transfer what this good move that I'm doing? And I look okay doing it now. You guys got to realize I've had this thing for a month and I have been practicing with it. So how can I get this move into my golf swing?
It's just like anything else. You know, it takes time for you to change how your body is moving. Mm-hmm. You know, another one of the big reasons why amateurs don't improve training aids and drills and whatever aside is they give up too quickly.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, it took hundreds and thousands of millions of balls in some cases to gain the movement that you have now, and people will go to the range and hit a small bucket with what their pro told them, oh, this isn't working, and they give up.
Right.
You know, so this has one purpose and one purpose only, to help you understand and reprogram your motor pathway on your brain away from the biases of having to hit the golf ball straight.
And I don't know if you'd agree with this, Monte, but I think something that might be useful for people to do is actually when you're doing this against the wall like we are here, to film yourself doing it.
Absolutely.
And then put it side by side with your golf swing on the range and say, how are these two things different? Because I can feel, when I do this, I would never take it back like I do in my normal swing too far, or kind of get higher and lose my whatever this is.
Exactly right.
So that side by side might be helpful as well.
Absolutely. This is the biggest feedback that I get from people, is they're like, wait a second, in order to get this to the wall, I have to do this and this, and I don't do this and this when I swing a golf club. Or the reverse, if I do my normal move, which is X, there's no way I'm getting this pad to the wall. So, for lack of a better way of putting it, it kind of narrows you down into, well, I better do this, you know. Yeah.
It's a good roadmap. All right, so final thing before we put this to the test. Monte, it's not called like amazing impact. It's called the 300-yard impact. Well, so how can this help us with distance?
Well, look, everybody goes, well, I'm going to do this workout program, I'm going to do this speed training system, and all that stuff helps. But there is honestly no substitute for gaining distance than making your swing work more efficiently and work better. Because the more efficiently your swing works, the less pressure it's going to put on your body. And when those two things happen, you'll be able to move faster. It's really not more complicated than that.
All right, before we head to the range, I wanted to show, because I think people are really going to be fixated on in a face-on mode when they're using this. But what can we learn from this kind of view?
Two really common swing faults, you know, that nearly every golfer has one or the other, is the over-the-top hand and arm movement. So you got to take a backswing. If you went like that, are you going to be able to hit that?
No. I'll hit the handle.
Hit the handle on the wall. Okay. Now, if you go ahead, take another backswing. If you hung back and tilted and stayed on your right side, good luck getting the thing to the wall from there.
No, karate chop it or.
Exactly right. So what it does is these common moves, and a lot of the other common moves that we've already discussed, you absolutely cannot get the pad to the wall. Okay. Okay, so just take and I don't want people hurting themselves and putting holes in their drywall, but take a swing, just a regular golf swing, where you'd hit a wedge about 50 or 60 yards. Okay, a little bit harder. You can do a little bit harder than that. See? Now, you notice you didn't quite flush it.
No, I didn't.
Because you went this way. Okay?
No, I actually felt the handle and the pad at the same time.
Correct. That was better. There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's not that big hip slide and tilt that you get into sometimes. And that's kind of what it does. It gives you feedback. And when you feel the pad and the butt of the club hit the wall at the same time, you know you haven't done it right.
Okay, so we're going to bring the 300-yard impact, and I got my clubs out at the range. Monte has his flight scope launch monitor. So we're really going to see if this can improve impact, improve distance, make me a little better. Okay guys, we're on the range. We did about 15 minutes of training with 300-yard impact against the wall. And now we're here. I'm gonna grab my grip that comes with it, Monte. Just to have. Okay, so I really like the way those swings look against the wall. If I could get some of that, if not almost all of that, to transfer into some kind of golf swing, that would be like a pretty dramatic before and after.
Here's the thing, and we talked about this before. A colleague of mine, he uses the term get 1% better. That is what you're looking for. You know, you get 1% better at a time, and it accumulates. Everybody looking for, you know, I'm going to copy Matthew Wolf's golf backswing, and I'm immediately going to hit it 300 and shoot 20 under par. That way of thinking fails.
Might be unreasonable there.
Yeah, exactly right. So you're trying to be a little bit better than you were 15 minutes ago. That's all you're looking for.
Okay, Monte, you're going to be my surrogate wall here.
Okay.
So just stand there and just kind of put your hand out here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
All right, so we have a wall there.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm just going to. I can feel my sequence is different when I do that drift and flush.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to try with this 8-iron to hit it. How far would you say?
I like to take out, when people are making swing changes, I like to say take a 7 out of 7 or an 8-iron and hit it 60-70% of how far you'd hit a full one.
Okay.
So what do you normally hit that?
160.
160?
Yeah.
So you're looking for maybe 100 to 120 yards?
Yep.
You know?
And I'm really giving myself the tough task of doing what I do to the wall, but with the golf club in my hand.
Nice.
Yeah, impact was great. It did go a little left, which I've seen a lot when I work on this kind of position.
Okay, so the reason why you tend to go left when you get your hands forward is when there's too much of this, there's going to be some of that. Okay? So when you tilt a little bit too much, when you get a little more in this position, left shoulder down a little more. So for you, when you're using this, you should try and get that upper body as close to the wall as you can without hitting it, then rotate and flush it.
Okay, so from a 300-yard impact point of view, what do I do to the wall that I'm not doing here?
Okay, so when you were using this on the wall, you were catching,
go ahead.
You were catching this a little early on a lot of them. And that happens when you go like this. Whereas if you're more...
Those flush ones on the wall were
flush ones on the wall, you're staying in, the technical term is staying in left tilt longer instead of right tilting immediately. Exactly right.
Got it. Okay.
And if you right tilt immediately, even if you flush it on the wall, there's going to be a little bit of rolling motion in it. And you know, that's why I like this so much, because you know, we were talking about the drift before. You need to drift until you get right to the wall, then rotate, instead of going like tilting a lot and then trying to shove your hands forward. Exactly right.
All right, let's try another one. That was better.
That was much better. That was really good. There was less of this and more of that. And as you can see, I mean, I don't even have to have the glove on. If I'm going like this, going like that is a bit awkward. Whereas if I'm going more like this, getting it there is a little bit easier.
Okay, so we're gonna try one last thing before we move on to trying to hit something 300 yards. Okay, so be a wall for me, Monte, again. Yeah, perfect. And I'm just gonna try to do kind of like we did when I was really liking that, like actually hit it at 50 yards. So if I can do this at a little bit of speed. This reminds me a lot of, I was talking to my friend Dana Dahlquist, who you know, friends with you too.
Yeah.
And Dana was talking about like, if there was like measurements between this side and this side, that they kind of stay the same.
Yes.
Yeah, one doesn't crunch towards the other. It's like, yeah, and that's what I'm feeling.
Exactly right.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4,
nice.
5. All right, cool. Okay, so my test is just to do what I just did there. No faster, no slower. Just mulligan of that. Oh, best one.
That was very good.
Yeah, I love that one.
And you know, to be quite honest, you know this. You have a tendency to go like this too much. On that one, you went more like that. So, you know, it's already starting to improve a little bit.
But it's called the 300-yard impact, so let's get the driver out. We got to get the driver out. So we'll be back in just 1 minute when Monte's going to set up, and we'll get some numbers, because videos are always better with numbers. So you're going to be my surrogate wall here.
I like it.
All right. So people always ask this question. What's different about driver?
Once driver gets in our hands, we lose about 30 or 40% of our intelligence, and we've decided that we need a completely different swing with driver than everything else. And my running joke is whenever someone comes for a lesson, they've got their swing faults with their 7-iron, and then they always add one with driver.
Oh, okay.
Everybody always, they either add one or the ones that they have are worse. And it's basically, it's no more complicated than when we have a fault in our swing, it's a misinterpretation of how to create speed.
Yep.
And when we get the driver in our hands, we're trying to create even more speed, so we're making an even bigger mistake. So that's what this thing is hopefully going to teach us, is how to create speed the right way by learning how to do it from kind of here to here.
Okay, so let's try something just for fun. May or may not work. What I want you to do is put your hand there like very strong, and I'm going to set up to it, and just before I'm about to hit your hand,
move it away.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because then this. So I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to do 2 into your hand, and on the third one, move. I'm going to hit it hard.
Got it.
Okay. So you can.
I paid my liability insurance, right?
No, you did not. So be careful. Okay. So here we go. 1, like half-seas, 2, half-seas, and I'm going to smash this one.
Okay.
Okay. So how can I make that fast one? I could feel it was a little different.
Okay.
How can I make that fast one like those first 2 ones?
Do several hundred and thousand reps of the first 2. That's, you know what, this, again, we've talked about this earlier in the video. I talk about it all the time. The biggest reason why amateurs don't improve is they give up too quickly. And they don't understand. So look, if I wanted to weigh the same as you, I couldn't go out tomorrow, have a couple of salads and some boiled chicken and go to the gym for 3 hours, and I wouldn't look like you 2 days from now.
And getting on the scale 1,000 times between now and 2 days from now wouldn't help you either. You're right.
No.
Yeah.
So it takes constant effort over time, and you're looking like, you know, I'm not going to lose 60 pounds in 2 days.
Right.
But if I can lose 5 in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm not going to gain 20 miles an hour ball speed in the next.
Exactly right. But you can gain 2.
Yeah, right.
You can gain 3.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do this one more time, and then I'll pick out the driver. So we go half C's, another half C's, and full. Oh, that was better.
Okay.
Yeah, that was better. All right, let's hit some. So Monte, should I take it off, you think?
Maybe not.
Okay.
You know,
we'll just do halfway. I'll leave it on, but I'll take the pad.
Take the pad off. See, that was my original idea, was, you know, leave the pad on, or leave the glove on without the pad, and then your brain is like, oh, we're still doing the move on the wall because the glove is still there.
Yeah, you really gotta, what did I do? Okay, I'm good. You really gotta trick yourself a little bit. You're like, okay, I'm still doing what I did to the wall. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit it 300-yard drive, so I want 60% of that. I'm gonna hit this 170 or so. Okay, pretty solid. I hit it way too far, but got it right in the center of the face. It did hook some.
Yeah, you'll be fun. You'll be entertained to know that that ball carried 221 yards.
Okay, I was trying to hit it. Okay, so let's have some discipline. One more.
And essentially, okay, now this is very actually important. The reason why that ball hooked was, is you tried to hit it 170 or so yards or whatever from a full length backswing.
I gotcha.
So instead of accelerating all the way through from here, you tried to slow down at impact, and then your sequencing got thrown off, and you closed the club face to the path too soon.
All right, I'm gonna hit a Dave Pell's clock system 170-yard drive here then. Just like I'm hitting the wall. Oh, so much better. Okay.
And again, this is you'll be entertained to know you took that backswing all the way to parallel.
Yeah.
You know, this is universal, man. Everybody, when they think they shorten their swing, they don't, and it's a skill.
Okay.
You know, you hit that one 237 on the fly. You hit it even farther.
All right, uno mas before we go into trying to kill it.
That was better.
Yeah, that was better.
That was a shorter swing and less speed. Perfect. That was 120 on the fly. That's
what we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly right. And I don't normally recommend doing that with driver, but anything that gets you in the rhythm of doing it right, I'm never going to disagree with. I like doing those short swings with a short club.
Okay, Monte, so I'm going to do just what we did with your hand. I'm going to go half into the wall, half into the wall, and smash it, okay? That's my idea. Try to hit one far. 1, 2. I did not catch the center. It was toey, but not awful.
Yeah, but you know, you got nearly to 3 bills there.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
294.
Okay, I'm going to use you as my wall again. I'm a big believer with, I use a lot of training aids, and the universal truth about it is you got to bring it over into your golf swing. So I'm big into flip-flopping, as Monte is too. Oh, I do like the grip though. Do something about it. Makes it better. All right, a little half one here. Okay, you can move on this one. One more. Set of 3. One more set of 3.
Oh, you got it.
That's good. Drifting.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I like that. Get this out of the way. All right, 300 yards guaranteed here, Monte.
I like it.
Lose that. That's gone.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. How do numbers do?
306.
Oh, we caught it. All right, good. Okay, so 300-yard impact. There's 300 yards. Very cool. Like I said, I mean, I have been using this thing for a little less than a month. I really like it. I especially like it because I can do it anywhere. So I'm working on it at home and everything. And it really is keying into something that I think is going to make people a whole lot better.
Yeah,
Final words.
That's what I developed it for one reason and one reason only. Everybody can use it, like you said, but the people that I specifically designed it for is the businessman who's stuck at the office all day. You can use it against the wall in your office while you're on a conference call. And the people who are stuck with snow 6 or 7 months of the year. You can use it in your living room next to a nice warm fire with a football game on TV.
Right. That's awesome. Because you guys are Be Better Golfers, there's going to be a special link for you guys to get the 300-yard impact. We're going to try to organize some kind of incentive to also get it. Also, if you get the 300-yard impact through the Be Better Golf link, you're going to see some special videos with Monte and I about how to use it and some just additional content. But it's not, it's also, I should mention, it's not a very expensive training aid from how training aids go. So that's another bonus. I think it's worth your time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.